All ready? Good? Okay. Good afternoon, and thank you for your patience on this. I know many of you had questions last night, and like I said, we appreciate your patience and understanding that these things do take time, and even a lot of the information I'm going to give you today isn't going to fulfill what you're looking for. And just understand with narcotics operations and things of that nature, that there are things I'm not going to be able to release to you, and it's going to take a little bit of time, and this investigation is still ongoing. The Livingston County Drug Task Force, which is comprised of the Sheriff's Office, Avon PD, Caledonia PD, Dansville PD, Geneseo PD, Mount Morris PD, Nunde PD, and the DA's office, are reporting the arrest of 4 Mount Morris residents after an 18-month investigation into cocaine trafficking. On February 20th, which was last night, the Livingston County Drug Task Force, in conjunction with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, executed 2 search warrants and 2 arrest warrants in the village of Mount Morris. Simultaneous warrant executions by the FBI and the Livingston County Sheriff's Office SWAT team occurred on Main Street and on Chapel Street in the village. Charged on local stateside charges are Yaleski T. Soler Vasquez, age 18, and Edwin J. Soler Vasquez, age 21. They are charged with criminal possession of a controlled substance in the 3rd degree, a Class B felony. They were later arraigned in the Livingston County Cap Court at the Livingston County Jail, where they were remained into the custody of the sheriff on $25,000 cash or $50,000 bond. Charged federally on FBI charges were 2 individuals who we cannot yet name due to their arraignment status. We would refer you to the U.S. Attorney's Office, specifically U.S. Attorney J.P. Kennedy, regarding those individuals and those charges. The investigation is continuing with additional arrests pending. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Livingston County Drug Task Force were assisted on scene last night by Livingston County EMS, and we appreciate them being there for us to support us medically. As I said, this investigation is going to leave you with maybe more answers or more questions than answers at this time, and I understand that. Please just know that we're working through this. It is a significant case. I commend Sheriff's Investigator Williams, Geneseo Police Investigator Fuller, Sheriff's Investigator Wiedrich, and Mount Morris Police, as well as all members of the Drug Task Force that are makes up our team, all those PDs in the DA's office. It was a good joint team effort. We brought the FBI in a couple months ago, and again, everybody worked well together, and that's why we're here today with some successful arrests and a good day for Mount Morris. So with that, I will take some limited questions. Again, I'm going to tell you ahead of time, there's going to be a lot of questions that I'm not going to be able to answer. I'm probably going to say I can't comment, or I can't comment at this time, or I refer you to the U.S. Attorney's Office. Please understand, I want to be as transparent as possible, but I also want to have this investigation furthered along and end where appropriate. And today, it definitely is not ending.
You mentioned contacting the FBI a few months ago. When and how did this investigation begin?
Our investigation started 18 months ago, and that was a Drug Task Force investigation. We brought the FBI in a couple months ago, and I'm not going to get to a specific date that we did that or why we did it at this point in the investigation.
Sheriff, can you say what led to the arrest? 18 months is a long time, but was there something that solidified, obviously?
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought it up, because constantly I'm always asked, like, you know, why can't you guys get more drug dealers? And it's not as simple as someone saying this person deals drugs and then you just go arrest them. You need proof and you need evidence, and it needs to be prosecuted. If it's a stateside charge, which 2 of these individuals are, we need to give our district attorney's office a good case, and that takes time. So drug investigations are complicated. There's no 2 the same. All of them have twists and turns that you never see coming. So that's why you see a lot of times it is a long investigation. It may not mean that every single day we're working on it, but I can tell you the last several months, the 3 investigators I named have worked on this tirelessly.
Do you expect any arrests to happen outside of the county related to this?
Again, I'm not going to get into any more specifics of where it may go or who we may arrest, but I can tell you there will be more arrests with this.
Can you say
the impact of these arrests in terms of what it means taking
Yeah, I mean, you guys know I hate drugs, and I don't like what drugs do to a community. It drives up crime rates, whether it's larcenies, burglaries, violent crimes, assaults. Drugs just are bad for counties. They're bad for local communities. Like I said, this is a good day for Mount Morris that this bust happened, and I'm proud of all the members that participated.
And just to clarify, this is separate from the 390 arrests with the marijuana and crack cocaine found in the vehicle.
There's so many, I don't, which one are you
The
talking?
press release you sent out earlier.
Oh yeah, no connection to that at all.
Sheriff, right now you're saying criminal possession of controlled substance. Could there be other charges that these suspects may be facing, or is this?
Yes.
I know you said the investigation's ongoing, and
Yep.
you can't get too detailed, but.
Yeah, so you're going to have the two individuals that I named. They're going to face stateside charges, meaning they'll be prosecuted here locally through our district attorney, Greg McCaffrey. If you have questions for him, he may be able to answer them, he may not be able to. But specific to that charge, if your question is if that is the only charge they're facing, I assume there could be more charges against them. And again, that would be for the district attorney. But that's what they were charged with last night.
What other communities were these drugs possibly impacting? I'm sure that went beyond Mount Morris.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into specifics, but yeah, typically if you're making a bust in one geographical location, they don't just stay in that block or that community.
Obviously, these four, were they working together? I mean, was this like a, can you talk a little bit?
I can't, and again, I know that's frustrating, but I don't want to say anything that's going to jeopardize our case locally, and I don't want to jeopardize the federal case that we're working collaboratively with the FBI.
Did you find anything at the scene?
We did.
Can you talk at all about it?
I can't. What we seized will be known later, I'm sure, through the federal side, but at this time I can't disclose what was located and what we did seize.
So this is a cocaine bust. Was any heroin involved?
I can't comment at this time.
You mentioned drugs in general
Mhm.
bother you, bad for business, bad for the community.
Yep.
Just, I was talking a little bit about cocaine. Is it unusual? I mean, we hear so much about heroin
Mm-hmm.
and, all of that, but yet you're always focused on whatever drug is out there, obviously. But can you talk a little bit about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone talks about the heroin epidemic, and I'm glad that they are, because there is certainly a major problem with heroin and now fentanyl. But cocaine doesn't mean there's not a problem with that. We're making busts all the time, sometimes small, sometimes large, whether it's powder cocaine or crack cocaine. Those types of drugs, I believe, in my opinion, lead to more crimes and more serious crimes. I just had a press conference last week with the police chiefs and the state sheriffs on marijuana. Again, I think that any type of drug drives crime, and I think there's statistics to prove that, also where it was legalized. So I'm a sheriff who just doesn't condone drugs, and I know my partners feel the same way, because we see firsthand in the trenches what drugs do to the people that you're protecting.
On that theme, the Monroe County Heroin Task Force has been tracking in real time
Mhm.
overdoses. Some of their latest data showed that it was starting to stem from the city of Rochester into Livingston County, and that they've been working with you, and that they
Mhm.
believe some people were even pulling over and overdosing on the side of the freeway. What impact is that having on your enforcement?
Our enforcement stays where it's been. We're very proactive. I'm proud of the deputies out on the interstate every day trying to proactively keep that safe and intercept the drug traffic. You know through all the press releases that a lot of this isn't coming from our county. It's coming from large cities like Rochester. And Rochester folks don't like to hear me say that, but it's true. And it's not specific just to Rochester. You could name other large cities, Buffalo, Syracuse, Corning. They tend to be the hub where people go to get their drugs. So we just happen to have an interstate that goes right through the heart of our county, and we're trying to intercept those drugs before they come back, either to our local residents or even our southern tier counties. So when you look at Rochester, you are correct. We are working with Monroe County's Heroin Task Force because, as you probably know, drugs travel and people travel. So you have Monroe County folks coming down here. You have Livingston County folks going up there, and the more information sharing that we can have, the better our efforts are to combat it.
Can you clarify who was arrested where last night? The two guys you named, were they the Main Street address, or were they the Chapel Street address?
Yaleski's a female.
Okay.
Edwin is a male. and I'm not going to confirm where they were. I know that there's a lot of reports on social media about what we did or who we took into custody or what they're accused of. I can tell you, don't believe everything you see on social media. I know one report was definitely inaccurate, and that's why I'm just cautioning you. Be patient with us and be patient with the U.S. Attorney's Office as the information rolls out. I can't disclose where individuals were taken into custody.
Were the two you detained, local authorities detained the two that you named? Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
And then FBI detained the two you can't name? Is that correct?
Correct. The overall joint operation, everyone was detained and arrested there. It was a combination of several different police forces, FBI, us. Charged, these two individuals were charged by our office, if that answers your question.
I guess, did FBI personnel do the other arrests?
Correct. They are in their custody.
Okay.
That's correct.
When you send out the press release, Sheriff, will it be mugshots?
You will on these two individuals.
The ones that you arrested?
Correct. And the other one, again, I would refer you to J.P. Kennedy at the U.S. Attorney's Office, and he can disclose what he can or tell you what he can't.
The two that you charged were at the same address?
I will confirm that those two were at the same address and that they are brother and sister.
Any issues bringing them in?
No.
Conducting the-
Nope, everything went smooth. The SWAT team did a great job. Communications went well. Everybody worked really well together. We did a hyper reach to folks in Mount Morris once the scenes were secure and safe to tell them that this was a police operation, no cause for public alarm. We always try and do that because, as you can imagine, when you have, I don't know, 50 cops in a small village and, you know, an armored MRAP and streets blocked for safety, I mean, I get why people get concerned. We wanted to tell them right away that this is nothing to be alarmed about. We have it well in hand.
What does the execution of that search warrant look like?
I'm not going to get into details of execution of search warrant for multiple reasons. Most oftentimes we don't to discuss any of our objectives in those or our strategies in those, but also, again, because a lot of this has channeled through the federal channel, and I would refer you to the U.S. Attorney's Office. So, folks, I know it's frustrating when you don't get all the answers. I'm just telling you, I'd love to give you everything I know, but you also have to weigh out what is the ultimate goal, and the ultimate goal is to further this investigation and let it take us where it may. And we will certainly give you more information as we're allowed to share it. And again, if you have questions on those federal side charges, I would refer you to the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Have these two been arraigned yet? The two that you brought into custody?
On the local, yes. They were arraigned and they're held at the jail on $25,000 or $50,000. Okay? Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.